You don't want some kind of padding or pillow underneath your hips to kind of raise the hips up. It will make it a little easier on your lower back and hip flexors in general. So let's get started. So we're gonna have our right leg out in front or out to the side. Just comfortably relax away from your center of mass. Your left knee is gonna be a prop for your left elbow. So I want your left knee, I don't want it directly in front of your hip. I want it kind of out to the side to give your shoulder some space to work with here. So left elbow is on left hip. And kind of similar to what we just did in the rotations back and forth here, to external and internal. I want you to avoid hiking up through this left shoulder as you go into internal rotation. So I don't want is you to go into internal and you to be like this the entire time, okay? If you have to do that after 10 degrees-ish, then that means you're going past your true internal rotation range of motion, and we don't want that. We want us to work in our true range of motion, and I want you to force anything in this position here. I want it to stay, basically maintain the integrity of what you're working with here. Don't cheat yourself here. So from here, let's get an elbow on left elbow, left knee. From here, palm flat, fingers extended, in line with the rest of your wrist. From here, I want you to actively go into internal on your own here. So I'm going down, rotating from the shoulder here. Once again, we're not hiking up or reaching forward. That stays down. So think about your left shoulder blade reaching towards your left pocket, and hold that tension the entire time as you go through this set here. So as I saw earlier, I have a lot of internal rotation. Most of you are probably going to be in this spot here, and that's totally okay. But I don't want you to try to mimic me, and you're actually just going like this instead. So once again, left shoulder blade is reaching towards your left pocket. There's kind of tension on the left side here on your left back area. From here, we're going to use our right palm to put it on top of our left wrist, and we're going to do a nice passive stretch there. So notice I'm not forcefully pushing my shoulder into the range of motion here. I'm just applying a gentle pressure to increase the stretch here. The stretch should be kind of deep in the shoulder, but should not be pinchy or sharp. If it's sharp, just reduce the range of motion and don't push as hard, just hang out there for a second. Remember, anything we do in this class should not be sharp or pinchy. It might feel deep and different or weird, that's okay, but it should not feel like a sharp ow sensation. It should feel like, if anything, at worst, it should feel like a deep, kind of almost bony capsular stretch, and a capsular stretch feels kind of almost rotational. So compared to, like, say, a hamstring stretch, where it's kind of more linear and kind of more directly on the hamstrings, for example, a capsular stretch is kind of more deep into the joint itself. But that sensation is very different than a pinchy, sharp sensation. So we've been holding your passive stretch here for a little bit now. And I want us to do a PAILs rel set, but first we're going to do the PAILs contraction first. So for this one, before we actually get into it, I want us to know that we're not getting past 60%, or at least I'm not cueing that, because a lot of times people have a lack of control and internal and feels a lot of weird sensations. So for class today, I don't want you to go past 60% unless you feel comfortable doing so and you feel like you have the range of motion and strength to do so. So from here, breathe in, locked in, 20% effort. Think about pushing your left forearm and wrist into your right palm, trying to go into external rotation. So I'm statically holding here, trying to go this direction. 3, 2, 1, 20%, go ahead. So right now, I'm at 20%, actively contracting, trying to push up towards the ceiling into external rotation, but I'm not moving. I'm just holding an isometric contraction at my end range right now.